Benny boy, we've got 2 closing port side and another 2 starboard astern. Is that about right?
And 1 more. Directly behind us.
Do that one last, Revy.
All right. I'll start with the shit on the left. Let's dance the jitterbug, baby!
Welcome back, everybody, to another spoiler-free review. This is Krim for Sleepers for the Week, and today I want to talk to you guys about Black Lagoon. I have several reviews I would want to get completed for the channel, but going on this anime binge, watching shows I've wanted to see for forever, as well as watching random things that I have no clue if I would like or not, my journey brought me to Black Lagoon. Something I've seen on the shelf back in the day when I was buying anime sets, and one I heard talked about among people online, but never saw or heard much about it. I always passed up on it. Now I wish I had dived into this a long time ago, because I'm going to be real with you guys. I think I just found the anime that takes my #1 spot of all time.
You owe me for all its damage, you understand? Or else I'm gonna weld your asshole shut and make you a new one on your head!
Got it. Touch!
She's smiling.
From the start of the show, I had zero expectations. I knew the premise, but didn't realize how realistic it was based. I'm not a fan of slice of life for the most part. Anything realistic, I'm more keen to science fiction, fantasy, supernatural, anything like that that can still tie to, real life aspects, but with those spins on them. It has to be extraordinarily exceptional for me to get into one. And I know what you're thinking, Krim, this isn't like a slice of life anime, this isn't normal life. Well, for these characters, this is normal life. Well, normal for some, and one that someone will have to get used to if he wants to survive. The stakes and action are high at times, but that's the icing on the cake to this show. It all starts as one really bad day for Rock, voiced by Light Yagami himself, and honestly after seeing Death Note, it's hard to not pinpoint Light's voice. Which, that's something I rarely say about an anime, but the dub is actually fantastic for this show, and I highly recommend watching it this way. Especially if you have friends that aren't big into anime, this might be one that will grab their attention. Listen to the English dub and you won't be disappointed. I mean, with lines like this.
Well, that's the best news I've heard all day. I've got an errand to run.
Wait, Revy!
Listen closely, Rock. I'm about to light up like a goddamn firecracker, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. When that happens, it's pretty much over. I'm not even gonna warn you before I give you a second, asshole. When she decided to use that shell on me, she made a big fucking mistake. I'm gonna make that bitch wish she was still home cleaning shitty toilets. It's time to go teach this fucking cunt the meaning of pain.
I don't know how you wouldn't be interested in watching this in English. And like I said, I've had friends who don't normally watch anime, and they absolutely love this show. Sorry to sidetrack, but let's just say the dub is great and keep on going. Rock is a simple Japanese businessman with a simple boring life that gets turned on its head when he uncovers some shady company secrets. Secrets that lead him to being a scapegoat for his boss and leave his life on the line of some bounty hunters. Sounds like the beginning into a typical action movie, right? Well, true, but it gets way better than that, and deeper. At the very start, Rock comes off as those annoying kind of main characters, but quickly changes his tune when he realizes how quick he has to adapt to his new environment, which surprisingly turns into his favor. But now he's a part of a bounty hunting pirate crew in the asshole of the world where crime and gang syndicates run everything.
There's a noose that hangs at the entrance of the city. It's a message to be read by all who encounter it. For the cautious, the sane, it's a warning. For the reckless, the wild at heart, an invitation they cannot refuse. The worst of the criminal underworld gather here. They come from around the globe to butt heads and jostle for power. An evil city caught between the East and the West. Founded during the Cold War and nurtured by the many who came here to ride the wave of the illegal drug trade sweeping across the continent. The edge of the world, a crucible of hypocrisy. A place where people whose souls have been destroyed in the relentless search for money and power reside. A final stop on the way to hell.
Let's just say you can't be a whiny main character in this kind of environment, and the anime stomps your face into the ground with the gritty and realistic consequences of its setting. We get to see a character arc that is fantastic and more relatable. Revy and the Black Lagoon crew are very different from one another, but you can quickly tell why they work together. They counter each other's abilities, and in some instances, they help counter each other's crazy. Probably why this crew has been together for so long, and it also survived in a place like this.
Wait! Don't fucking shoot me! I give up! Yeah!
Give me what?
Please, no, I want to give you,
You said you were gonna give me something, right? Well, spit it out. I'm right here. What the fuck are you gonna give me?
But I give up! Seriously, I give
You quit your fucking babbling. You gonna give it to me or not? Come on!
And let's just say, Revy is bae. It's a good thing Rock fell into this crew because the others are way more intense. If you've got gangs ranging from Colombian drug dealers to Hotel Moscow, which are a band of misfit Russian soldiers readying themselves for World War III, it's an amalgamation of seedy underworld here, and that's what makes this show great, the stories. There's no direct plot of Black Lagoon, and I think that's why I love it so much. The first opening episodes establishes Rock's predicament and how he falls into the crew. After that, it's a bunch of mini arcs that deal with the Black Lagoon crew and how they're handling living in Roanoke. I think that's what makes the charm about this show that we rarely get in other animes. Instead of having one giant story that can be split across seasons, we have a lot of mini stories that take place because we've already got establishing characters and we get to see them go on adventure after adventure after adventure, which makes it really good for serialization, and honestly is why I'm craving more. Usually you have a main overarching story that you have to remember or hope gets a resolution. In between, you might get some interesting middle arcs, but ultimately in standard animes, they are hoping to stretch a main plot for several seasons before having an epic climax and finale. Not Black Lagoon though. Black Lagoon just gives you characters, and every 3 episodes is another story. Sometimes 5. So if there's an arc you don't like, don't worry, it'll probably be over in the next couple episodes, and then they'll be moving on to a whole new story with the same main characters. If I'm being honest, there was not really a single story arc that I didn't like. In fact, I watched this show so fast that by the time I finished it, along with Roberta's Blood Trail, I had the worst anime hangover ever. Only because I know there's no more. Black Lagoon was like anime crack, and I honestly wish the studio continued to make more. However, there has been a recent update to the manga, so I'm hoping that soon we will get possibly maybe another entry. The concept is so easy yet so genius. You could make seasons and seasons out of the shenanigans that could go on and down in Roanoke. But then I had to sit and think about it. Outside of my growing up and limited knowledge on anime, if I had never seen it on the shelf with the other animes, I wouldn't have even really known about it. If I hadn't heard some people mention it here or there on forums online, I wouldn't have remembered it either. So that leads me to believe that it's basically got a cult following. Looking up things more on this, I found this to be true. Not many people talk about this anime, but the people who do praise it highly, and I completely understand why now.
Yeah! You got fucked!
Honestly, this is what hits the hardest about having the show come to a close. It definitely doesn't have this definite, this is the end, this is the finale, this is the last episode. It just ends with almost the possible hope that there will be more adventures down the road. That hurts more because I feel like we won't get any more unless this gains more popularity. The fact that it's a true mature anime, and no, I'm not talking about any kind of ecchi shit or nothing like that. None of that. I'm talking about an anime that doesn't have a filter.
Now you're gonna kneel before me and beg forgiveness.
You're pretty funny.
I said kneel!
To show violence, strong language, accepting what it is, it makes watching it as an adult even better. Some animes that boast being dark or adult still have something in them that holds them back. Not Black Lagoon. You get exactly that, an adult anime, a mature story. Something that deals with hard themes, shows you the dark side, and for someone who likes that kind of stuff, that misses seeing that in live action media, it's a breath of fresh air for me to see it pop up in anime. Black Lagoon is a gem, and it has made it to my #1 spot. It's rare for me to give an anime such high praise, especially recently, and this has definitely earned a 10 out of 10.
Let's roll.
I've tried to keep this review primarily spoiler free and also in a new format, so let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this new format. If this hasn't piqued your interest in Black Lagoon, I don't know what will. I don't want to divulge more into this because I really want you to give it a shot, and I want you to see it unfiltered without any kind of spoils or not knowing too much about it. And let me know in the comments down below if you give it a shot. And right here on the screen is places where you can find it legally or purchase it. And I highly recommend. This is definitely worth a purchase. This is definitely worth streaming. Support this anime, and hopefully maybe we'll have more down the road. Thank you guys for listening to my spoiler-free review on Black Lagoon. There will be more coming soon. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, wash your damn hands, be good to one another, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
What a fucked up day that was.
No shit.
Revy Bay, step on my neck.